SLC24A5, SLC45A2, TYR, and OCA2 are all genes involved in the complex process of melanin synthesis, which is, the production of the pigment that gives color to human skin, hair, and eyes. Variations in these genes are major contributors to the wide range of natural human pigmentation. Here is a breakdown of each gene. SLC24A5, also known as Solute Carrier Family 24 Member 5, provides instructions for making a protein that acts as an ion exchanger. This protein is located in the trans-Golgi network of melanocytes, the cells that produce melanin. A key function of this gene is to regulate the ion balance and pH within melanosomes, the organelles where melanin is produced. A specific variation in the SLC24A5 gene, a single nucleotide polymorphism, or SNP, has been found to be a major factor in the difference between light and dark skin tones, particularly between European and African populations. A deficiency in melanin causes lighter skin. The process of creating it is called melanin synthesis, a process natural to dark skin. This variant is thought to account for a portion of the average skin tone difference. That is not a scientific fact, but rather a perspective. SLC45A2, also known as the MATP gene, encodes a protein that is thought to be a transporter involved in melanin production. While its exact function is still being studied, it is believed to transport molecules necessary for the proper functioning of melanosomes. Mutations in the SLC45A2 gene are a cause of oculocutaneous albinism type 4, a disorder characterized by a lack of pigmentation in the skin, hair, and eyes. So, TYR, or tyrosinase, is a gene that provides instructions for making the enzyme called tyrosinase. Tyrosinase is actually the rate-limiting enzyme in the production of melanin. It catalyzes the first step in the biochemical pathway that converts the amino acid tyrosine into melanin. Because of its critical role, mutations in the TYR gene are the most common cause of oculocutaneous albinism type 1, which results in a complete or significant absence of pigment. OCA2, also known as oculocutaneous albinism type 2 and formerly called the P gene, provides instructions for making a protein known as the P protein, which is essential for normal pigmentation. While its precise function isn't fully understood, it's believed to be a transporter protein located in the melanosome membrane. It's thought to be involved in the transport of tyrosine into melanosomes and to help regulate the pH of these organelles, both of which are crucial for melanin synthesis. Variations in the OCA2 gene are actually the primary determinant of blue and brown eye color, and they're also associated with lighter skin pigmentation. Mutations in OCA2 cause oculocutaneous albinism type 2. A deficiency in melanin causes lighter skin, and the process of creating it is called melanin synthesis. So, what is melanin synthesis? Well, melanin synthesis, or melanogenesis, is actually a pretty complex biochemical process by which our bodies produce melanin, which is the pigment responsible for the color of our skin, hair, and eyes. This process happens within specialized cells called melanocytes, which are located in the basal layer of the epidermis. That's the outermost layer of our skin. The whole thing starts with the amino acid tyrosine. A crucial enzyme called tyrosinase converts tyrosine into a series of intermediate compounds that eventually form melanin. Now, there are two main types of melanin. First, there's eumelanin, which is a dark brownish-black pigment. It's actually the most common type and is found in high concentrations in people with dark skin and dark hair. Then there's pheomelanin, which is a reddish-yellow pigment. This one is responsible for red hair and freckles and is found in higher concentrations in people with lighter skin. The specific amount and type of melanin that each person produces is determined by genetic factors, but it's also influenced by environmental factors like sun exposure. So, how does a deficiency in melanin production cause lighter skin? Well, a deficiency in melanin leads to lighter skin tones or even a lack of pigmentation altogether. This can actually happen for a few different reasons. First, there are genetic conditions, like albinism, which are caused by genetic mutations that disrupt the melanin synthesis pathway. For example, a mutation in the TYR gene can prevent the production of the tyrosinase enzyme, which basically halts the process entirely. Then, there are autoimmune disorders. In conditions like vitiligo, the body's immune system actually attacks and destroys melanocytes, leading to a loss of pigment in patches of the skin. And while it's pretty rare, severe deficiencies in certain nutrients like vitamin B12 can sometimes lead to skin depigmentation, although this is usually seen along with other symptoms. In all of these cases, the underlying issue is the body's inability to produce enough melanin, which results in lighter skin color. Your question about the genetics of skin color really opens up a fascinating and complex area of study that connects genetics, evolution, and human history. Beyond just the specific genes, there are actually some other really relevant topics to explore, like the evolutionary basis of skin color. This is perhaps the most significant and well-documented area related to your initial question. The leading scientific theory is that human skin color is a direct evolutionary adaptation to the intensity of ultraviolet radiation from the sun. The out-of-Africa theory of human migration suggests that our early ancestors were dark-skinned. This was a critical adaptation for life in the high ultraviolet environments of equatorial Africa. Dark skin, rich in the pigment melanin, protects against ultraviolet radiation. One key reason for this protection is the preservation of folate, or vitamin B9. Folate is essential for DNA synthesis and cell division, and it can be broken down by ultraviolet radiation. A deficiency in folate can lead to severe health problems, especially for reproduction. So, dark skin was a significant advantage in preventing folate degradation. As humans migrated out of Africa to higher latitudes, where ultraviolet radiation is much less intense, a different evolutionary pressure emerged. Lighter skin was an advantage because it allowed for the production of vitamin D. The body synthesizes vitamin D when ultraviolet radiation from sunlight hits the skin. Vitamin D is crucial for absorbing calcium and maintaining bone health. At higher latitudes, a lot of melanin could block too much ultraviolet, leading to a vitamin D deficiency. This created a selective pressure for lighter skin tones. So, convergent evolution, it's really important to note that lighter skin pigmentation actually evolved independently multiple times in different parts of the world. For example, East Asian and European populations both developed lighter skin, but this happened because of different genetic mutations. This is a classic example of convergent evolution, where similar traits evolve in different species or populations under similar environmental pressures. Now let's talk about the polygenic nature of skin color. While genes like SLC24A5 and SLC45A2 have a significant effect, skin color is actually a polygenic trait, which means it's influenced by many genes. Current research suggests there are dozens, if not hundreds, of genetic variants that contribute to the continuous spectrum of human skin tones. This really helps explain why there's so much variation in skin color, even within a single population. When it comes to skin pigmentation and health, understanding the genetics and evolution of skin color is not just an academic exercise, it actually has real-world health implications. For instance, people with lighter skin tones have a much higher risk of developing skin cancers, such as melanoma, due to less melanin protection against UV-induced DNA damage. Conversely, people with darker skin tones living at higher latitudes are at a higher risk of vitamin D deficiency, since their melanin-rich skin is less efficient at producing the vitamin from sunlight. The study of skin color also has significant social and historical dimensions. The concept of race has often been based on skin color, leading to complex and honestly often harmful social constructs. By understanding the science behind skin color as an adaptive trait, we can better challenge and deconstruct these social ideas and recognize the genetic and evolutionary interconnectedness of all human populations.